Cher, are you in Vietnam now?
No, I leave this Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Rani, you're not left yet?
No. I leave the end of this week. Yeah, Friday at midnight, or like Friday midnight, Thursday night, I'll head out.
Okay. JSS Pulinanandji?
Jai Satsang.
Okay. Just Sri Mantra, Larita Ben, you are on, so you can follow.
Namo
Okay.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Varihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loye Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loye Sava Sahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Sauvabhava Panasano.
Savapava Panasana.
Manglanancha Savesim.
Manglanam Chasavesam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Okay. Jai Satchidanand, everybody. We've been talking about column number 1 and 2. So Pulinanandji explained about column number 2 last time also. Any experience about violating others' religion or beliefs? Anybody? Okay, Pulinanandji, no take up right now. So why don't you expand on number 2 a little bit, and then we'll see if we can get questions.
Actually, whatever was to be said about Kalam 2 has been said last time itself only.
Right.
One is that we had a lot of discussion on the religious, the worldly religions, that Swaminarayan and other stuff. And we can also focus on the Prakrutik, Dharma. Prakruti Dharma, yani the nature of the Prakruti or the mind, body, speech. Each one carries some belief about what is right, what is wrong. This is the way it should be. So may I not hurt the belief of anybody is also one of the meanings of the second Kalam. May I not hurt the beliefs of anybody else. And may my speech be such, may my thought be such, may my actions be such, man, vachan, kaya, that it does not hurt the viewpoint or the belief system of anybody. So that is the thing we have to keep or carry with us. By asking for this strength with this understanding, it will pop up. It will pop up when you find a Prakruti whose nature does not match with you, or there are some differences. The differences could be small, it could be major. Small doesn't matter, but when there is sharp differences and you have to live with the person or interact with the person, there, if we happen to hurt the other person, then by asking for strength of this Kalam. Asking for the strength of this Kalam. We get the strength of this Kalam. In the sense we are able to pull back. We are able to pull back at the moment of our interaction. And when the interaction is not there, then we ask for this thing again. Then we develop an insight at how to tolerate or accept, the other person's behavior, in terms of speech and actions. And what to do, you see, the point is, most of us have come to know that whatever has come to me is because of my account, my past karmic account, that everyone has realized. Whatever situation in terms of financial situation, health situation, or relationship situation is because of whatever I've done in the past. Then the people interaction that is happening is also due to my past. The question is, what do I do now? How do I deal with it now? So that I'm not hurt, he is not hurt, the opposite person. And how do I square up this account? How do I take care of this interaction? Or how do I take care of this karmic hisab, as we said? So this is where our inner intention comes into play. And this is where our intention now becomes that I don't want to hurt anybody. And may I not hurt his ego was the first column. May I not hurt his viewpoint is the second column. Dharma no praman, his belief rather, his belief. May I not hurt his belief is the second. And may I not hurt by my mind, body, speech. But I have to say something, I have to interact something, I have to do something. You can't just keep mum. So then the second half of the second column becomes operative. Give me the supreme strength so as to have non-hurting, that is Syadvad, non-hurting speech, non-hurting actions, and non-hurting thoughts. Syadvad Vani, Syadvad Vartan, and Syadvad Manan Karwani Param Shakti Apo. So by asking for this, we will gradually develop an insight. We'll gradually develop an insight. And this will happen. Thoughts will come, because thoughts will come, but immediately we will put a cross on that. For example, a thought may come that, oh, he's nasty, or he's so and so. Immediately your jagrati, your awareness will pop in and say, no, Syadvad Manan Karwani Shakti Apo, non-hurting thinking. So there you will immediately withdraw from that thought, not get engrossed into it, and do a cross on that thought and let it go. Thoughts will come and go. Just allow it to go. That means you don't agree with it. And when you don't agree with it, so that becomes Syadvad Manan. Maybe you can also, as an additional Purusharth, do one more thing. If you say he's a nasty person, cross, no, he's a good person, So just to square up my hurt or my wrong things, So that is where it will happen at the thought level. At the speech level, you may withdraw or become very minor, do a little pratikaman and revert back to non-hurting speech, and actions will follow. See, once the inner beliefs change, the inner intent changes. That I don't want to hurt. I want to be lagu or very small, humble, lagu, humble. Then actions follow. What first happens in the antaskaran level, then it comes in the bahya karan level, inner apparatus, outer apparatus, inner beliefs and outer actions. So we are trying to realign our thinking, realign our understanding of what things are. First, I was the doer. Now, after Gnan, it has changed as I am Shuddhatma and the doer is separate. First, I had belief in worldly worldly happiness or the happiness of the five senses, material possessions, wealth, and things like that. Now the happiness has changed. No, the true happiness lies within me, in the pure soul. So we are realigning our understanding from the understanding that we have brought. To some extent, we have brought the right understanding that I want to go to moksha, I want a gnani purusha. The remaining part, the discharge part, we are trying to realign. So now Kalam is a way of realigning that, changing our inner intent now, today, in this birth. So when the inner intent change and the discharge is opposite to that, the discharge, speech, action, and thoughts are opposite to this now Kalam, we immediately get aware, and then we stop agreeing to the discharge thought, discharge speech, action. So that is the whole purpose of no columns, and it's in a way it's a pratikramana also. When we say I don't want to hurt, so whatever hurt we have caused, we are disagreeing. So pratikramana means coming back. Kraman means normal behavior. Then ati means out of normal, where someone is hurt. And prati means reversing, coming back or returning from that, reconciling or whatever. So we are in general reconciling. Now, asking of strength of this no Kalam, it's easy in the sense we can physically see the speech, the action, and the thoughts of file number 1. And as we reconcile, then obviously we will have to use some agna or some knowledge. That fellow has done so and so. So you get upset for him. Then you say, no, he's nirdosh. Vyavasthit is the karta. So it will lead to agnas. It will lead to inner understanding. It will lead to annihilating the 4 kashais: anger, pride, deceit, and greed. So all these lead to the same inner awareness of our yourself. That is the importance of asking for this strength. And let me tell you, listening to satsang is one thing, but true spiritual growth of individual Mahatma will only happen when he does corresponding Purusharth. Some Purusharth of Agna, some Purusharth of Naukalam or whatever. If that is not there, all this will remain at the information level. It will not translate into experience. And if it will not translate into experience, then it's very cursory. You've gathered a lot of knowledge. If someone asks you, you will talk also. But personally, that inner bliss, that separation part, you will not be able to experience. The Nirdosh Drashti will not. So, Purusharth is necessary. That is why Dada Bhagwan said, at least ask for strength that you want to do the Purusharth of 5 agnas. 5 agna પાડવી છે એવું નક્કી તો કરો. So, that is a must. Otherwise, you have heard satsang, you picked up a point here and there, and then it has helped you. So it is very important to have. Why are you doing all this? What are satsang you are listening? What are Purusharths you are doing? For what? What is the end goal? What do you want to achieve? Is it only worldly equilibrium that you feel happy in the relative world or relative interactions? That is not wrong. That is perfect. That is the starting point. But we need to go one step ahead also. Aim of spiritual Nirakota, where you are anchored in the soul and unaffected by the happenings, to file number 1. Whatever karmic accounts come and go, we can just accept it. Accept it as a neighbor. So Keep that as a goal. I'm not saying you are able to reach that goal. But if you have a goal, one day you'll work towards the goal. The Purusharths will be aligned to achieving that goal. Then you will see that one Purusharth dovetails into another Purusharth, which dovetails into the next Purusharth, and then there you will see a growth in your spiritual growth. Spiritual growth means you will see that your awareness, Jagrati, is increasing. You will see that your Krodha and Mayalova are reducing. You will see that you are in better control, Sanyam. So those are the parameters we should be aiming for. So we will have a mix of both. We will have a mix of outer happiness as well as the inner happiness. The inner happiness of not getting hurt. Dukni asar thati nati. If someone hurts you, you are not impacted by it. So that is first thing. And then the true inner happiness of Vinatadrashta, observer status. We are aiming for all that. We are aiming for that. No kalma is one of the means. No kalma, pratik, raman, and 5 agnas. Most of it gets summarizes in that. And that will lead to whatever further Purusharth one needs to do. Because one needs to analyze or understand one's own Prakruti, one's own discharge Prakruti, of what all is happening, why it is getting upset, when it is getting upset, for what it is getting upset. It is my mamta, it is my potapanu, it is my whatever. These are the finer points, but those will come up later on. You will have to realize that later. So these are all the starting points. So have an end goal, why am I doing this, and what I want to achieve, and see whether how much of that is achieved. These are all tools or means to achieve the end. This is not the end by itself. Saying no kalam, asking for strength is not the end by itself. It's a means to achieve the end. So with that, if anyone has anything to ask, let us see. And please ask for the strength of, you can have experience of both 1 and 2 together. You may have a third experience also, then nothing wrong. It's just information, experience sharing.
Okay, Mahatmas, Rani gave a lot of pointers or questions or something happened last week. Anybody? Puja?
Not entirely, I would say, last week in terms of viewpoints, but I did like this where Pulinanandji kind of defined what does inner happiness for us mean, where we're not hurt when someone hurts us. I think that sometimes I contemplate between, outer and inner happiness, and I try to decipher, in this interaction, did I have any type of inner happiness throughout the day, or when I'm actually applying the kalams. So I think that's a nice kind of like a touch point to evaluate.
Good, very nice. Because that is what is required. A commitment is required, and commitment typically comes when we are having some discomfort in our relative dealings. Unless we have discomfort, will not change. It's a common human psychology. Change only occurs when person is dissatisfied with the present set of circumstances. Otherwise, the person doesn't tend to change in whatever it may be, in his health habits, in his prayer habits, in his working habits, or whatever. In his house also, you change the house only when you find the house is not good.
Mm.
So it's fine. If you have nothing, then we can do some reading. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, okay. Kushbu, we have not heard from you. Kushbu, you have something to input?
No, Jai Sachidanand. Maybe a question where how do you deal with people with different religions within your team? Like you are managing people and let's say Christianity is big, like they are really into it, and
you're being asked to maybe learn a little bit about their religion and try to drive the team using the religion itself. So how do you deal with, do you then, try to learn about Christianity, or how do you deal with that?
It is very simple. I think that point was obliquely touched last time. It's very simple. If they say you should learn about, say, Christianity, then okay, let me see. Then just ask her what she wants to say. And whatever he or she may say, that Jesus says this, Jesus says that, fine. Pick out the essence of it. And then we also have the same thing. We have one step more. We have the inner science, the science behind what is right and wrong. So then we can understand that from our science point of view, and then tell him, yes, what even I agree with it. Even my spiritual master tells the same thing. In terms of, say, cause and effect, if we don't talk of karma, that if I hurt anybody, I'll get hurt. So I have to resolve not to hurt. And Christianity, one of the things of Jesus Christ is, say, for example, love thy neighbor. So then you must say, yes, this is also what my spiritual master says. But how will I love a neighbor if you're my neighbor, or anybody for that matter? When I don't get along with that person. So I found a trick. My master has said me that every person is innocent. Just the way I have no control over my mind, body, speech. Thoughts come, I blow up and things like that. Because that is what we have brought, that is what we have charged. And hence, that other person also is experiencing the same thing. Even his mind, body, speech is not in his hand. So that is how I can gracefully accept his behavior. And if I don't want to be hurt, I should not hurt anybody else. If I don't want someone to speak ill about me, I should not speak ill about anybody. So I have this understanding, and I'm practicing this understanding. And it is similar to what you are saying. And you know what? How I practice it? I ask for this strength. Something blah, blah, blah. I'm just giving a very small example. How to align him or her with our. We have the essence part of it. And that portion, they also have it, but they have it in a different format. So you take out the essence. Minus Jesus said this, minus Dada Bhagwan said this. I'm doing it from the science point of view. I, the ego, does not like to get hurt. So I, the ego, should not hurt anybody. એક કરતાપણાની ભાષામાં એને સમજાવવું પડે. પણ આપણે વિજ્ઞાનનો ભાગ જ લેવાનો, એટલે એના એક બે પોઈન્ટ લઈ લેવાના. બહુ આખું કે ડીપમાં જવાની જરૂર નથી. આખી સ્ટોરી, જીસસ વોઝ બોર્ન હિયર and then he did this and he was crucified and this and that and all that. But it's saying the essence which impacts our day-to-day living as a human being. એ પોર્શન આપણે લઈ લેવાનો અને એની ભાષામાં એને સમજાવી દેવાનું. Explain to it in his or her language. 1 or 2 points. Major જવાની જરૂર નથી. એટલે એ ફેલ you believe in me. અને એકવાર એક જોઈન થાય ને પછી એને કહેવાનું, you know what, to overcome my anger, I do this. Or if I have blown up, then I repent like this. Then it helps me. એક નાનો point, time મૂકી દેવાનો. Whenever it is suitable, not one-on-one straight away. When you are in a relaxed mood or something. So they feel that Kushbu has got her spiritual master. She's practicing something. This is her belief. This is my belief. And leave it at that. And okay, you see, everybody has their own spiritual masters based on their own belief systems. Applying development, then they'll feel very bad that you are developed and I'm less developed. Based on our own understandings, development, we feel suitable and comfortable with our own spiritual master. We practice the same thing, but the end goal is the same. End goal is inner happiness and permanent liberation. Liberation ના બી ફાવતું હોય તો inner happiness કહી દેવાનું. એટલે એવું થોડુંક એને લાગે you're aligned. બહુ કઈ align થવાની જરૂર નથી, પણ થોડું they will feel કે yes, આપણે તો ખાલી વર્કિંગ અલાઇનમેન્ટ જ જોઈએ ને એટ ધ જોબ. કઈ આપણે કઈ ગુડી તો થવાનું નથી. એટલું થોડું કરી લેવાનું.
Right.
But basically the core principle is same. The paths are different. As simple as that. Your rituals will be different. Your praise will be different. You will go on Sunday mass and all that. My rituals, my prayers, and my spiritual practices will be different. The core principles are the same. So I respect your rituals, or you respect my rituals, or my thought process. Then they will not insist on you understanding more and more. See, why a person says you try to understand me? Because they have an eagerness. See, I'm so happy by my master's understanding. So may you also become happy. But if you show that I'm anyway happy, then it may work the other way. How is it that you're so happy? What understanding you have got? Which spiritual master you follow? What religious practices do? So when you are managing, as you said, you have employees of various faiths or colleagues of various faiths and have to deal and all that, then this is what will work. This is what will work. Understand the core principles, and the more our understanding gets reflected in our behaviors, that is very important. To the extent it will get reflected in our behaviors, you will be able to influence them. Or you can say, although I'm disturbed from the outside, inside I get realigned or reset, and I become equilibrium. Supposing our behavior is sorry, we blow up, we do this, we do that, we get upset and we blame others, we have opinion about others. Fine, that's possible. But then I say, I have this opinion, but I know it is wrong, then I correct myself from the inside. It to be in a samjao, I correct myself from the inside. That's a very big thing, because the outside people don't know the inside correction. They only look at the outside behavioral change. Because we have a akram, we have to tell them that, you see, I change from within and then it will come outside. So somewhere our true science, as we understand, as we practice, to whatever extent we practice, will have an impact on them, and they will be able to accept this, and then they will not insist on you learning that. Because when they realize that you have got something more than they have, then they will not ask. That has to be reflected somewhere. No? Many years ago, while I was working, many years, when I was just into Dada Bhagwan, or few years into Dada Bhagwan, I used to feel I should let my colleagues in office and all also get this understanding, and they also get this bliss and all. But then I said, with what face am I going to talk about Dada Bhagwan? It is not being reflected in my behaviors, in my action. So I have no face to talk about them. The first thing is, what is changing you? So I said, I need to first improve. Only then I can talk. So in that process, that inner thing needs to be changed. If not, the outside has been. That's where you can handle people with religious faiths in your group. Pick up the essence, if it's a Muslim, if it's a Christian, or whatever religion. Pick up the essence and say, yes, I agree with you in essence. The paths are different, but the essence is the same. So they feel, okay, fine. Then there's mutual respect for each other's religions, beliefs. You have your belief, I have my belief, but we are agreeable in basic things. So they feel good about it, and they will not insist on the learning. Learning में थोड़ा सीख लेने को उसमें क्या है? जान ही लेवानो थोड़ा. Understand what they what's wrong. It will increase our general knowledge. And in fact, it will help us understanding our own Dada Bhagwan knowledge. When you see, they are talking of such a low level, we got such a high level. Not in terms of superiority, in terms of a wide spectrum of broad understanding, scientific understanding. And on that pretext, you will be motivated to do more Purusharth. You will be motivated to see to that your inner and outer behaviors are realigned. So Saru will turn, it's good. Apdi Prakruti, our mind, body, speech gets controlled, it doesn't remain uncontrolled. So that's good. Kushal is, not Kushal, he's out. Kaushal. Kaushal, kya hai?
Oh, he just joined. He had a work call to. એટલે the call. Oh, he cannot talk.
Okay, fine.
Here.
No, it's fine. Okay, also. So anybody else? We see, you can share other things also. As a question, we can also have a normal discussion. See, this Kalams and all we have taken as a focused way of advancing. Then if nothing else, then we will go to Kalam 3 and 4 together, next time. This is just a way forward, a structured way forward. Yes, Rani.
Okay, Rani.
Jai Sachidanand Pulinanandji and all Mahatmas. 1 second. I have would like to share. I've very much grown up really seeing this Kalam reflected, because when I was young, I saw Dada Bhagwan in Tennessee. There was a Unitarian church here in Tennessee, and Unitarians they are very open. They want to learn about every religion, but they are based in Christianity. So there was actually a Unitarian church. My neighbors, the Gardner family, they were a part of that church. They actually came and met Dada. They would take Vidhi from him, from seeing that interaction and how, there was no kind of mention of religion, or there was no coming from a place of superiority when it came to Dada. I mean, obviously, he reflected just such an openness and such a loving thing that he had discussions with them and everything was translated. But I grew up seeing that, and I will say that made such an impact on me that my entire job and career, the success in dealing with so many different countries and people and cultures has only been due to Dada's grace, because to me, I see it as, religion and people's beliefs, they identify so much with them that it's almost like hurting their ego, because they identify with that belief so strongly. And to hurt that, I think about if somebody said something bad about Dada or what I believed, of course I would be, file number 1 would be deeply hurt by that. And so I have, I've been to churches, mosques, synagogues, Native American ceremonies, whether it's through work or through my just personal everything. And I think everything Pulinanandji has said is spot on. If you show respect to anyone of another religion, and you see that everything they believe in is really just leading to the soul, you have actually a common language. And I'm actually able to relate to people a lot. My boss is very Christian. He's always quoting the Bible, but we connect on such a good level, because to me, he's speaking the same language. We're speaking, the language of the soul, whatever viewpoint he's coming from. And yes, I've had people try to convert me and that kind of thing, but by showing respect, by not feeling like, we are better, because it has said in previous satsangs, we won the lottery. This is all grace. This is not because anything we achieved. And so by just experiencing that, I can't tell you how much it has benefited me in my work, in my life, by being open and and yes, people do then ask, like, what do you believe in that you're so open, but you connect with us and our spirituality? So I just wanted to share that, because I've had a very positive experience, and it started with seeing Dada, but also seeing my father be the same. One last thing I would like to say about Kalam too, this was my reflection, is when you judge people, if, for example, my father, being South Indian, not speaking Gujarati, had judged Dada Bhagwan, we would have missed such a great opportunity. But instead, because he was open to everything and all beliefs and religions, he completely surrendered to Dada, because this language of Atma transcends religion. And so if we close ourselves off by being judgmental, by thinking we are better than others, we can miss out on big spiritual progress and opportunities as well. And that was also something that occurred to me in reflecting on Kalam too. So I just wanted to share that and get your input. Pulinanandji, Jai Sachidanand.
Good, nice. Yes, Sachidanand. Openness, yes. In fact, since we have the absolute truth that that who we really are, we can understand, accept all of the various viewpoints, various other religions, Christianity and all that stuff. That's true. That's true. Fine. That's yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can take up.
Since you talked about who am I, this is where we stopped in Apta one. So maybe you want to take this one.
Okay. We have. Okay. Who are you? Question. I am Chandulal. What is your name? My Chandan. Do you see a contradiction in I am Chandulal and my name is Chandulal? How can the name and the entity belongs to be one and the same? When a person dies, his name is taken away from him during his funeral rites. Is it not? It is even removed from the census records. What does this hand belong to? Can you just enlarge it? The letters to. It's too small.
Is it better or more?
Little more.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes. Now, who does this hand belong to? Who does this leg belong to? They are mine. Okay, so all the parts of the body, what is that? What does your mind belong to? It's mine. What about speech? It's mine. That body is. So when you say it is mine, do you get the thought that the owner of these parts is separate from the body? Yes, I do. Then have you ever wondered who you really are? No. Before you purchase this, for even the clothes you are wearing, you checked if they are of good quality. When they were looking for her, you look very closely to see if she was like married. I'm going a little fast because this is all very familiar with us. Because I'll just try to pick up the essence of what this is there. Okay, can you just scroll ahead? Okay, so then have you inquired about your own self? Have you thought about what is temporary and what is permanent? These are all temporary adjustments. When you the real self, which is a permanent, instead of it temporary things, how can you find the answer? If the equation is wrong to begin with, how will you ever find the correct answer? Would you call this a trivial or a major blunder on your part? Have you not realized yourself? Questioner, it's a huge mistake. It's a blunder, Dada. Okay, creator. See, basically what we are essence is, it's a very subtle point, but put it in a very gross manner, that there's an I which is separate from my. Very few people realize this. One doctor, there was a Dr. Wayne Diner, he's a very good person in the American. He passed away. He had realized this. So that I that is separate, for us also it is separate. And that I, which had the wrong belief that I am the name bearer, this I now gets the right belief that I am the pure soul, which now we call as Jagrat Atma, or the aware soul. And now this I is what we as Mahatmas need to bring more and more towards the pure soul. Now, Kalam is one of the Purusharths for that purpose. So that is why this is a starting point, that there's an I which is separate from the body, and experience who that I is. Today, that I is the name bearer for the non-Mahatma, as in this Saptamani. And it becomes I, the pure soul, after the Jnana. Okay. So what I feel is, Rajni Bhai, this is very preliminary. We will do something. Let us keep it as homework for the next few pages, say 5 pages or so. Well, people will read it. And if there are any questions on that, we will take it. Because then reading this for at the Mahatma level may not add value much, For the sake of, that is why I wanted to go straight to mind, body, speech, which will add value to what we are and what we are trying to do. This is very preliminary for us. So what we will do is we will leave it at that. We will leave it at that, and then what we leave it at that, and what we will do is, if there are any questions on that, we can address it. Okay. Let the first 5 pages be left for homework, and then we'll skip as we go ahead. What we could perhaps do is we could take up this Charan Vidhi. Let us take some sentences of Charan Vidhi.
Okay.
Okay, Sansar Bhajan. I think from right.
Yeah.
સંસાર ભજવવાના આરંભ કાળથી આજ દિનની અધ્યક્ષણ પર્યંત આ જગતના જીવોની. Okay. Since we started life form, sansar, means basically what it means is, since my ego got manifested, that means since I came in this human form, since I have come into human form when I believe that I am the doer, from that time till today, Sansar Bhajavan Aram Karti, till this end, then we ask for forgiveness of 3-4 types of karmas. Shanka, Kushanka, that is whether I have been doubted or whether I have been suspected somebody that I have done it. I have asked someone to do it, or I have encouraged, or Anumodan. What will we say to Anumodan? Encouraged, or accepted, when someone has done something wrong. So all the 3. For one is Shanka, that is being suspicious or doubtful. Pachi Shanka. Kushanka means where there is unnecessary or wrong Shanka, where it's not necessary to be doubtful. I do. That is called Kushanka.
Can you explain? Can you give an example of those 2, Pulinanandji? It seems like they're so closely related.
See, if I say it in Gujarati, Shanka to khabar pade na, ke
It's just doubt, any doubt, like you.
But doubt means in the negative sense, supposing there are two partners in a shop, and one partner doubts that my partner in my absence is taking away some cash from the counter, or that cash counter. So he develops a doubt. I think he must be doing that. He has not seen him, but he develops doubt. Or we develop a doubt for my friend. My friend is saying like this, but I think behind my back he is doing like that. So I doubt like that. So so that is Shanka. And Kushanka, Khoti Shanka means absolutely wrong doubts, where it is not required, it's not called for at all, Shanka karva jevu thing. Khoti Shanka, unnecessary. That's I would say. Kushanka means unnecessary, absolutely wrong. You see, just because someone has said your partner is taking money, I start doubting. But if I see that some cash is reducing or missing, then I get this doubt. Maybe he's doing it like that. So that is Shanka. But unnecessary, without any rhyme or reason, I say, hey, he might be taking, he might be doing that. So that is Kushanka.
Okay.
So without any rhyme or reason, if we start doubting, that is Kushanka.
Thank you.
Kaushal, you want to say something? Oh, he cannot talk. Sorry.
Okay. Shanka Kushanka.
Sorry, I can only chat, so put that in the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
Shanka
He's
Kushanka.
saying, Pulinanandji is saying, wouldn't this be for any doubt that comes up in our mind, like for every thought that comes in our mind? That's what Kaushal is saying.
Any doubt that comes up in our mind.
Like શંકા કોઈ બી શંકા આવે ને માઇન્ડમાં કોઈ બી શંકા જે માઇન્ડમાં આવે તમારે કામ કરતા વખતે કે કોઈએ કઈ કહી દીધું તો એના you don't analyze the situation, તમારા સીધો એક ડાઉટ એ વ્યક્તિના માટે કે એ કાર્ય માટે મનમાં આવે પછી તમે એનો એનાલાઇઝેશન, but you already have a doubt આવે એટલે you make an assumption, you make a very quick decision કે yes આવું જ છે, then you go backtrack and say okay ના આવું નથી.
So this will happen by way of discharge. By way of discharge, it will happen. Then you backtrack and say, no, I don't want to do it. And here we are repenting for wrong things we have done, unnecessary things that we have done. So we are repenting. This is opening up a few of the errors or mistakes or dosh, as we call it, that we have done in this brief paragraph of Aptamani or of the Charan Vidhi. And then it opens up a scope for doing Pratikaman afterwards, in case we have done such mistakes in the past. During the working hours or during the working life, such thoughts will happen. Since we said this, we'll become more alert and see to it whether it's really valid. If it's not valid, just knock it off or throw it out. That's all. That part of this is basically, this part of Charan Vidhi is saying that I'm repenting for all the errors that I've done in the past. Now, in all the errors, a few of them have been enlisted over here. So one is Shanka, Kushanka, Pachi, Shanka, like one Aprad. Aprad, as we said, it's Viradna. I know I should not be speaking ill of someone, especially enlightened and spiritual beings. And in spite of that, I'm speaking ill of someone. So there is Aprad, Shanka, Kushanka, Aprad, Pachi, what is the other one? Viradnao, Antrayo. Antrayo means I've caused hindrances. Antrayo means I block someone, I cause an hindrance. Someone wants to donate to someone, I say no, it's not worth donating. So that's a hindrance. So hindrance in wealth, hindrance in some obligation. If someone wants to oblige someone, I say no, don't oblige him. So a number of hindrances are there. So in any way, if I cause hindrance to someone, I have done Kushanka or doubt on someone, I have done Viradana on someone, I have done Aparad on someone, then it goes to Vadhar Papastan. There, most of the things are 18 types of sins. So if I have committed errors of any of these types, I'm asking for repentance. I'm repenting and I'm asking for forgiveness, and I resolve not to repeat this mistake. So in Charan Vidhi, basically the Jagrat Atma, or we call as Antaratma, is repenting for the past things and trying to be anchored. Now I am the pure soul, and then I have the following properties. That will come a little later on. So this is the repentance part of it, to clear or seek forgiveness for the past repentances. I'm trying to put it at the gross level, the import of this Charan Vidhi. He Vishwandya Pragat Shuddhatma Swarup Prabhu Aap Niragi. Then again, it just goes as a, what you can say, a high respect for Dada Bhagwan, that you are so and so with so many good qualities. You are unattached, ever steady, blissful, and all that stuff. Spontaneous, tranquil, full of infinite knowledge, infinite vision, illuminator of the entire. That is just obeisance to Dada Bhagwan and his property, all his nature characteristics. And then we surrender the mind, body, speech, and all the karmas, mind, body, speech of me as a name bearer, and all the karmas, no karma, no karma, and the dravya karma that we submit at the lotus feet of Dada Bhagwan. That means I, today, as a Mahatma, the Antaratma I, is now surrendering file number one. File number one's mind, speech, body, and all the associated discharge karmas, bhav karma, dravya karma, no karma, ma being Maya, whatever attachments that I have, my house, my wife, my children, my this, my. So me and I am surrendering, and all the karmas that I have associated, I am now surrendering that at the lotus feet of Dada Bhagwan. So that is the meaning of that next para. And then starts that who
So,
am
but
I?
before that, Pulinanandji, this is the same thing when we did Gyan Vidhi. So this is a repetition and a reminder for us.
Yeah, it is a yes. There we actually surrender for the first time. We never knew it.
Correct.
That we are actually doing it for the first time because I am the name bearer and I have done this karma. I was a doer and I am the name bearer. So both we surrendered. Now this is a reminder of that only. This is just a reminder. It's a reminder, you can say, yes, a repetition or a reminder of the same thing. Because what happens is this Akram Vignan is change in belief with the grace of a Gnani Purush. The change in belief that I am the soul, I am not the name bearer. Now, since it is by the grace, we have got some amount of awareness of Jagrati, but the discharge karmas are still pending. So they will keep on influencing us. They'll keep on coming as a slight block or a wheel to our awareness or Jagrati, So to remove that wheel on a sustained or everyday basis, we have to do that. It is like an EMI, We take a loan and we pay the equated monthly installments, and gradually the loan is repaid. So this Charan Vidhi, this 5 agnas is just like an EMI. We are gradually chipping away all the wrongdoings and the wrong karmas and all the wheels that are there on our awareness. Jagrati par je bada avrano che, all the wheels on the awareness is what we are chipping away step by step by step by step. So now this is an ongoing process and a long process. So this is part of that. I'm repeating the same thing. That no, I'm the pure. I'm surrendering all this now, and I am the pure soul. What type of pure soul? I have the following attributes. Now these are the remaining part of the Charan Vidhi talks of all the attributes of the soul. Where I am the soul with these properties. Like they said, this fellow is a mayor. So he's a mayor, he has this jurisdiction under him, he has this car with him, he has this, what you can say, this bungalow and this power and this. That is how he is the mayor of this city, So similarly, I am the pure soul. What is pure soul? Okay, I have the following attributes or following properties. And that following properties is there.
We'll take up next time because time is up. So if there's any questions, what we have done on Aptavani or Charan Vidhi?
Let me finish here. Why are you interrupting like this?
We have
3 minutes. We have 3 minutes.
There are a lot of attributes, no?
Then but let me
I'll
finish.
put it up.
So where was that? So I am the pure soul with the following attributes, you see. And one of the attributes is Chaitanya Ghan Swarupi. I am full of Chetan. Chetan means the property of knowing and seeing, That's the basically thing. And Chaitanya Ghan Swarupi means a solid of Chetan, which means that even if I slice that Chetan or if I slice Atma, only Chetan will come out, nothing else will come out. Now, Dada Bhagwan has tried to describe the pure soul to the extent it is possible to put in words. The soul has infinite properties and everything cannot be described in words because there's a limitation to the words and to the knowledge that we have. but to the extent it is possible, he has tried to put into words so that we get an idea of the principal attributes, and that's what we are aiming for. So one of them is this Chaitanya gun, means it's a solid of Chaitanya. Any sliceable, only Chaitanya will come, there's nothing in it. He's trying to describe with whatever words or vocabulary available with us. So this is the first attribute. The remaining attributes we will take it next. And in the meanwhile, I request that people can also practice Kalam 3, 1, 2, 3, and we will expand a little bit on Kalam 4 next time. So the little homework on 1, 2, 3 columns. Third column is very simple. Any koi pan dedhari updeshak. Updeshak means all the preacher, monk, and all those stuff. Spiritually, people on the spiritual path, people have renounced the world. May I not speak? Avarnavad, as I said, not saying only negative, but say positive and negative. Aparad means not to do iradna, and avinay, to be respectful. So wherever we have done something about spiritual masters, in the Mahatmas, Abda Putras, and other spiritual monks and saints that you have come across, everybody comes into that. So you can ask for that strength, reflect on it. Maybe you will be able to recall that you have made mistakes of this type also, the third column type also. So please share your experiences of 1, 2, 3. Then we'll go to the 4th, and the remaining attributes we'll take up next time. Okay. Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidananda. Can you three mantra, please? People who
Namo.
can unmute and follow.
Okay. Who's going to follow? Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Vitragai.
Namo Varyantanam.
Namo Ariyantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Loka Savasahunam.
Namo Loye
Savasahunam.
Eso Panchana Mukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savapava Panasano.
Savapava Panasno.
Manglanam Chisapesam.
Mangalam Chisabesam.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.